Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Financial Literacy 101 Cigar Talk. And this evening, we're going to talk about some very interesting things. There's a lot of information that's been coming out, whether it be investments, about debt. But there's one main topic that I don't know if you guys saw it in the subject line about NESARA. I don't know if you guys are familiar with NESARA, but I believe it's important information. And supposedly this is a real thing that is actually already occurring. But I'm going to tell you about this particular act of NESARA. We're going to come back, do a quick review on a cigar, have a good time, chill, relax, no rush, no fuss. You guys come in, you guys come out. I'll be here. We're going to have a great discussion after this, though. All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Checking all my volumes. But here we go. Let's get into the cigar talk very, very quickly. I just called this one the Upmann, okay? But it's Upmann, okay? This particular cigar is also a Coronas Junior, is in that particular lineup. This is a Cuban. This is, believe it or not, it's mild to medium. Oh, that smells good. Now, I can remember smoking one of these when I got some from, where I get these from? I got these from Jamaica, but I got some from, believe, Mexico. I got some authentic Cubans from Mexico, and that's when I had the first one of this particular one. But it's mild to medium. It has a taste of cedar, spice, sweetness, and then it has creamy and a nutty flavor. But it's more of a complex creamer, okay? So there you go, mild to medium cigar for you guys who are looking into cigars, okay? This cigar talk, we do a quick review of the cigar, and then we get into the conversation. Tonight, I'm not going to do a V cut. I'm going to do what you call a punch, okay? We're going to do a punch very quickly. Goes right inside the butt of it like that. Then you have a hole. Then we're going to light this bad billy up. First, we're going to smell the end of it. Toast the end. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Mild to medium smoking cigar. Okay. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been hearing about that the economy is set to reset. Okay. The economy is set to reset. Let me show you something that a lot of people are not aware of. D'Angelo says, note to self, no more cigar smoking for me. My buddy D'Angelo got high off a cigar in inside of Brazil. But nonetheless, let's get into this. I'm going to show you this very, very quickly. Very important. I want you guys to stay with me here. This is from a government website. This is about the economy resetting, okay? If you guys want to look at this for yourself, this is from petitions.obamawhitehouse.archives.gov. This is a real thing, okay? Now, supposedly, I've been reading a lot that this particular act is actually in the works and that it's been essentially passed in some sort, a sense of the word, but a lot of us have not seen those results. So with that being said, let's walk through this. This is called the National Economic Security and Reformation Act, okay, NESARA. Now, what this act plans to do is a total reset of the economy. It says here that NESARA implements the following changes and others. It says zeroes out all, listen to this, zeroes out all credit card, mortgage, and other bank debt. It abolishes the income tax, but with that being said, there will be a flat rate tax of 14%. Now, a lot of people don't like this particular act because the filthy rich won't be in that 32 or, you know, high percentile of their taxes being taken away from them. But number 3 says creates a 14% flat rate non-essential new items only sales tax revenue for the government. In other words, food and medicine will not be taxed. Nor will use items such as old homes. So if you bought an old home versus a new home, you won't be taxed. Increases benefits to senior citizens. Increases benefits to senior citizens. Returns constitutional law to all the courts within the states and everywhere, counties, you name it. Then also says monitors elections and prevents illegal election activity of special interest groups, meaning people who are lobbying for certain bills, and that's going to be eradicated supposedly. Number 8 says it creates a new treasury currency backed by gold, silver, platinum, and precious metals. Can I read that one again? Creates a new U.S. treasury backed by gold, silver, and platinum precious metals. Now, some of you may think this is a farce, but this is on a government website. It says the White House president, this is when the President Obama was in office, but this has been around for quite some time. The most important ones to me is the first one. It says zeroes out all credit card, mortgage, and other bank debt. Now, supposedly, this is a real thing. Supposedly, this is actually occurring. Now, it hasn't occurred for me. I still owe the bank some money for this house. So this particular act, again, so you guys remember, if you see some of your debt being wiped away, you see your mortgage, your car note, any bank that you may have be wiped away, it may fall under this National Economic Security and Reformation Act called NESARA, okay? NESARA. So a lot of people are not familiar with that particular information. My brother, we've been speaking these past couple of days, and he's been telling me a lot of information about this, and it's very, very intriguing nonetheless, okay? But I won't stay here long. I won't bore you with somewhat of a nothing burger as far as we know, because we really haven't seen any difference in our finances. But I'll move on. Now, let's first and foremost, can we talk about Dogecoin very quickly? Can I intrigue you guys about what's going on with Dogecoin? We understand that I came on a day prior, and you know, I was thinking about really showing you guys my a lot of my YouTube posts that I was telling you guys about Dogecoin. So far, your boy has not been wrong. Okay, I have to pat myself on the back sometimes. I'm like, hey, either I'm lucky or I'm doing a lot of reading, or I'm doing the right things as far as investing choices. So first, I want to show you, we understand on Friday, Dogecoin blew up and then it dropped heavy. Okay, it blew up, and then it dropped heavy. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get to my community so I can show you guys some of my posts very quickly. Let's look at this, okay? So here's my channel. And of course, I say 11 hours ago. This is 2 days ago. I said, what did I tell you guys about Dogecoin? Okay, and it was only at a very low particular price at 53%. Okay, it was only at 53%. And we're going to look at this. Don't worry, we're going to look at this. We're going to go right into it. Okay, we're going to look up Doge, and that was a couple of days ago. I want to make sure I reference this correctly. Okay, 2 days ago was Thursday. Okay, 2 days ago was Thursday when I gave you guys this information, and this is only to legitimize that the information I give on this channel is actually backed by some sort of research or just the best guess. I mean, either way, we're making money, right? So let's look at the past week. So yesterday, okay, which was April 16th, let's go back to April 15th. Dogecoin was up almost to 30 cents, okay? And for you guys who are not familiar with this, just stay with me so I can show you how much money I made off of Dogecoin, okay? Just stay with me so I can show you how much money I made off of Dogecoin. 2 days ago, I said, I told you Dogecoin is about to blow up. And I was telling people to buy, right? And a lot of people call me, say, man, you were right. I didn't buy when you told me to. So when I gave out this information, April 15th, and I'm gonna go back to this a little bit more. That was 2 days ago was April 15th. I was showing you guys about Dogecoin. I said information is powerful. I told you guys 100% Coinbase to the moon. And then 3 days ago, when Coinbase was nowhere near 40 something cents, I said, hey guys, this morning I told you guys that this coin may be the next Ripple or better. It's up 52%. And I was telling you guys, buy, right? But some of us like, hey, it may fall, but I was telling you guys. So when we go back and we look at the statistics here and we look at the time movement 3 days ago when Ripple was April 14th, Ripple was around this amount. Now, let me show you where it reached. Let me show you where it reached April 16th, yesterday, at 42 cents. It actually went up to 47 cents. Okay, actually went up to 47 cents. And so you guys should have bought in. So let me show you my history right now. I have to show you my history because I sold my Dogecoin. I took my profit and I threw another $1,000 in Dogecoin. Right now, I'm actually down, okay, 368. But I'm not worried about that because guess what? I made money off this coin. The amount of money that I reinvested inside of Dogecoin, I've already profited from that amount. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. All right. So when I had the amount of Dogecoin off this investment right here, I made around $1,500. Excuse me. I wish I made $15,000. I made around $1,500. And I really thought to myself, hey, I should dump 10 grand into Dogecoin, but I did not do that. But I definitely should have done that because I think it essentially would have been worth my while. I think it would have been really worth my while if I would have invested inside this coin a lot more. But with that 1,500, okay, with that 1,500, what I did was I paid myself $500 and then I reinvested another $1,000 inside that coin. But don't forget the amount of money that I've already invested inside the coin. I just kind of bought back a few other assets with that particular money. So a buddy of mine told me about Ripple, which I was lightly investing inside of Ripple. But then I went ham on Doge when I saw the trend. So buckle your seatbelts because I'm about to give you a stock tip or a cryptocurrency tip that I believe to be profitable. So this is where I'm saying a trend at. We saw Bitcoin blow up constantly. We saw Ethereum at one point in time do really well. We saw Ethereum. I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, but we've seen Ethereum also blow up. Let's look at that one very quickly. But I'm about to give you the next coin. So in the past 3 months, I want to show you Ethereum. So we go back here. January 21st, 2020, Ethereum was at 1,100. On April 15th, Ethereum went up more than $1,300. This is the power of investing, guys. We can't be afraid to invest, okay? Because that's where the money is. The money is an investment. The money is starting your own business. The money is in inventing things. So the next big coin, in my opinion, that is essentially the way things are looking, that is scheduled to blow up over 40, 50% is no other than Stellar Lumens. I believe this is the next stock. It started off with Ripple. Ripple went all the way to $1.90 something cents. Now Ripple is down to, I think, $1.50 something cents. Stellar Lumens is the next coin to break free. This is the next cryptocurrency to break free from my perspective, my analysis, and my research. Now, for you guys who are not familiar with Stellar Lumens, I think it's imperative that you do your research on Stellar Lumens, but let's just look at the timeline very quickly. Over the past 5 years, Stellar Lumens has been up 31,000%. In the past year, Stellar Lumens has been up 1,100%. At 54 cents. It rose 54 cents this year. So think about this. I want you guys to do the math on this, okay? This particular cryptocurrency came out at 6 cents, and look where it is now, 59 cents. And a lot of times, you know, I like to do this. If we say Stellar prediction price, right? We'll look at prediction price or prediction of 2020. It says that it could possibly eventually will reach 77 cents this year for as long-term Stellar Lumens price prediction, blah, 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 blah. But they said it's going to reach probably in the next year and a half, it's going to reach around 93 cents. Now, when we look at the comparison of these two particular coins, we look at Dogecoin and we look at Stellar Lumens, and we kind of make that compare and contrast of how these particular coins are actually operating. Now, within a year's time frame, Dogecoin was up 13,000%, and look where it was. Now, this is less than a penny, but even with less than a penny, ladies and gentlemen, I have made $1,500 off that investment. I had 8,844 coins. And with this investment, okay, I wish I can show you. Let me go to my messages here. It shows you all my transactions. Let's look at that. Let's look through my transactions. Let's see what I've been doing with investing, okay? I like the, transparency to show people, how I get down and what I do. All these stocks coming in, all my messages. I really can't find. They really don't have a good track record of the amount of money that I made. But believe me when I tell you, off a cryptocurrency that's less than $1, off a cryptocurrency that's less than 50 cents, you can make thousands of dollars off of it. In the Wall Street Bex group, there was a guy who made $1 million off a $30,000 investment off of Dogecoin. That's really good. Off a $30,000 investment, they made $1 million. Now, of course, that has a lot to do with when they actually bought the coin, at the price point they bought the coin. But even at the price point I bought it at around 20-something cents, there's a good chance that I could have probably made hundreds of thousands of dollars with that investment. Because right now I have 10 grand sitting in Bitcoin, but that's barely making a dent, if not even a dent. And some of you still want to know, is Bitcoin still profitable before you invest? 1,000% yes. 1,000% yes, that Bitcoin is still a really good cryptocurrency, if not the cryptocurrency that you should invest in. If you didn't invest in any other cryptocurrencies, invest in Bitcoin. Invest in Bitcoin. Now, there are some coins that are not very popular to people who are not into cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of other popular coins. So I'm going to take you over to my wallet on Uphold. Okay. So I have an account with Uphold, Coinbase, Robinhood, WeBull. They all do cryptocurrencies. And the reason why I have an Uphold account, if you notice, my two recent is Dogecoin and also Ripple. I converted a lot of my Ripple to Dogecoin. And I lost out because I waited too long. Let's just keep it real. But here's another coin that's under $2. That's in a past year, it went up 2,800%. That's how much it went up, 2,800%. And this is another, cryptocurrency that I believe that you guys can get into. And if you guys are not familiar with Cardano, it was created with a research-based approach by engineers, mathematicians, experts. And what you guys need to understand about this, that Cardano, when it was creating its blockchain, it went through very extensive experimentations and peer-reviewed research. I mean, the research behind the project read over 90 papers on blockchain technology across a range of other cryptocurrencies and blockchains. Now, due to this very difficult, rigorous process, Cardano seems to stand out among proof of other stakeholders within cryptocurrencies and other investors who are actually getting into cryptocurrencies. And what people are saying about Cardano is that Cardano is the Ethereum killer. Now, I don't believe that, but that's what a lot of cryptocurrency investors are saying, that it's an Ethereum killer, and its blockchain is here to be capable of a lot more than what they're taking it through. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there, ladies and gentlemen, that is performing very well, but we're not aware of these cryptocurrencies. So when I look at the past year, it's up 2,800%. The past month, it went up 7.57%. The past week, it was up almost 13%. I'm going to try to blow this up for you guys as much as I can. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. So you can see here, in the past week, it was up 13%. Okay, today has been down, and then the last hours have been down. But when we really take the month, it's been up almost 8%, 7.5%. This is Cardano. And I know, here's the thing. You guys are not hearing about cryptocurrencies until they are popular, or until someone like an Elon Musk, Snoop Dogg, etc., really talks about the coin. So again, information is power. That's why I tell people you need to really subscribe to this channel. Look at my posts, because I always try to give you a snapshot. I always try to give clues and hints about cryptocurrencies and other individual stocks that can really make you a lot of money. But I can't tell you when it's going to go up. I just know it's going to go up because I'm looking at who's backing the coin. It's just a matter of time. And again, if you forgot already, I'm telling you right now, your next cryptocurrency that's under $1 should be Stellar, also known as Stellar Lumens. Now, unfortunately, you cannot invest with this particular cryptocurrency on Robinhood, but you can invest on Coinbase and you can invest on Uphold. These slight pauses is me enjoying my cigar. You guys are going to be kicking yourself in the butt if Stellar Lumens, okay, if Stellar Lumens reach 70 cents next week. You're going to be kicking yourself in the butt like, you know what? I should have invested in this particular coin. Now, my $1,000 inside of Dogecoin, I can't do nothing with that. I definitely can't do anything with the amount of money that I put in Dogecoin. If we look at it right here, you see that I'm well invested. This is the second investment of Dogecoin. I already made $1,500 off of Dogecoin. So I threw $1,000 back inside of Dogecoin and I took $500 home with me. That is the profit, okay? So I'm gonna show you a little bit more of my portfolio in case you guys are just wondering. At one point, I was doing very well. I'm not doing so well now. I have 3 call options, one for Geo, Neo, and Himax. Okay, Neo is coming back. I'm gonna show you what Neo did on Friday while everybody was sweating Dogecoin. I went and I actually invested some of my money in Neo because I saw a trend. Let me show you the past week of Neo. This past week of Neo was actually down almost 5%. Now, we're not going to show you the past 3 months because it dropped significantly, but Neo will come back up. If you guys are asking me, will Neo come back up? It definitely will. So let me show you what occurred. So on April 15th, which was Thursday, Neo was down to $34.70. But believe it or not, Neo actually ticked up. Even though you see that the percentage is down, Neo went up almost $2 compared to 2 days ago. On April 15th, it was at 34.70. It reached up to 36.40 almost. Okay. So when you are buying large shares, okay, the larger you invest, when that particular stock increases in value and price, ching ching. Now, some of you are like, so when do I sell? When do you sell? We're not gambling here, ladies and gentlemen. We are investing. Now, when I talk about Dogecoin, that's a gamble because that's not sustainable. Okay. Dogecoin is like an enigma of sense. Okay. It is one of those things that is going to go up again and then it's going to come tumbling down again. It's one of those cryptocurrencies that they may be treating like traditional stocks where they pump it and dump it. Now, and I've been on Satoshi Wall Street as well as Wall Street Bets to see if they're going to start playing around with cryptocurrencies the same way they did with GameStop and Nokia, BlackBerry, etc., and also AMC. But you guys want the information to fit in your wallet. And a lot of you know what I hear? How much money do I need to invest? 59 cents. That's how much. Well, how much money should I invest? What should I do? Hey, I got $250. I got $500. I got $100. Where should I put my money? And matter of fact, I told a close buddy of mine on Friday before Dogecoin blew up. He said, I mean, you can't make this up. Let me make sure I can show you guys the text, because I don't want to put my buddy out there like that, you know, private citizen and everything. But he says here, give me a second. I got to show you this. He contacts me on Thursday. So let me show you this. Let me see if I can show you this without sharing his identity. Okay, hold up. That didn't supposed to pop up. Give me a second here. Okay. Look what I tell him before Friday. Okay. Can anybody see that? I want to make sure you guys see this text message. Okay. Because I don't like to fake the funk. This is a real channel talking about some real things and real money. I'm not going to be talking over people's head. Oh, the projected stock price of the RSI relative strength index. And we're just going to understand a couple of things about currency, cryptocurrencies, the dollar, precious metals, and we're going to be very, very layman's about it. So this is what he said. He said, I want to invest $100. What's a good place to invest? I said cryptocurrency, Dogecoin, or Ripple. This invest may show the best return, but comes with medium to high risk. That's what I said. I'm not bullcrapping you guys. Can we see that? That is what I said. Okay. Verbatim. And then I said, he said, okay, I already did Dogecoin, and I'll look into Ripple. And then I told him safe investments are ETFs. And then I also showed him an ETF on my phone. And then literally that same day, I showed him how Dogecoin blew up. That same day, I showed him how Dogecoin blew up. I don't know if he bought any more, but I kept dumping and selling some of my assets into Dogecoin. This is what I call, and I tell everybody, ride the wave. But when you ride the wave, you got to watch out for sharks. Meaning when you're riding the wave and you're dumping money because the market is blowing up and you're trying to catch on to those profits, you literally say, okay, I bought in at 32 cents. Right now it's up to 42 cents. So if it gets down to 38, I want to sell. I want to sell. Not on all your stocks, not on all your shares. No. On those unsustainable stocks and or cryptocurrencies. And again, the history behind Dogecoin is that Dogecoin started off as a joke. But it ain't no joke when you make $1 million off a wave. There's no joke when you make thousands of dollars off a wave. There's a lot of people who became rich off of Dogecoin. Dogecoin has its own website. Dogecoin has its own purpose inside of the cryptocurrency market. But there's so many other cryptocurrencies that do similar things to Dogecoin, and they seem more sustainable. And that's why they just believe that Dogecoin is just a fun thing. And I believe Elon Musk is a very intelligent, weird dude. All people who are like operating at a higher level of a higher plane of existence, they do weird things. This could have just been for fun for Elon Musk to see if he can actually get that coin up and actually make a couple of people rich. So here's the website for you guys who are not familiar with Dogecoin. This is dogecoin.com. And it even tells you on the website. It even tells you on the website. It tells you what is Dogecoin. It says here that Dogecoin itself is set apart from other digital currencies with an amazing, vibrant community. It talks about their dog and say how they got started, yada, 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 yada. It goes into all these other things. But basically, when you look up Dogecoin on the internet, it tells you that it started off as a joke. But let me tell you, making money ain't no joke. And when people tell you that investing is not gambling, that's 100% true. But that doesn't mean that gambling doesn't happen inside of the investment world. It absolutely does. Because it depends on how you treat your investments. Some people treat their investments as gambling. So if you treat your investments as gambling, then you're gambling. What I mean is that, take for instance, Neo. Neo, some things are best guess. Some things you have information. Some things you're looking at trends. You're looking at analysis. So with that being said, when I look at Neo, when Neo was down here in the dumps, I think it hit $3, blah, blah, where I'm at, $3, somewhere around here. I told everybody to buy. There's a lot of people who've made thousands of dollars off the basic information that I give people, and I told them why they should buy. Then Neo, February 10th, hit $61. Guys, are you looking at this? If you would have listened to me when Neo was $3.34, and then Neo topped at $61, you do the math, 58, 59. You guys, $58. You would have made $58 for every share. Now, my fiance, I think she said, yeah, I only bought like 5 or 7 shares. And I was like, what? Because there was a lot of money to be made in Neo. Now, I can't go back and show my history, but I made a lot of money off of Neo before it dropped down. And I was looking at what? I was looking at headline news. I'm giving you information. I was looking at headline news because it was showing how there was a shortage in the semiconductor field and semiconductors on microchips, and that the electric vehicle market will be affected. Now, more times than not, I try to tell people information prior to it happening. But even with that information, Neo could have even went up even more. But more times than not, when there's a shortage in one area, it affects another area. Okay, causation, it affects another area. And then you have to make a educated decision. Are you going to stay in that stock for the long term, or you're going to sell, take the profit? And like what I did, I bought Dogecoin on the low, even though it went down more than what I bought it at, because I sold it around 42 cents a share or 42 cents a coin. And then I bought in around 30 something, and now it's even down to 27. But I'm not worried about it because it's one of those things I'm going to wait till it blow up again, and it will. It's not going to go anywhere for a while. Dogecoin has already been rated one of the top 5 cryptocurrencies. I can't make this up. And if you guys do not invest in Stellar Lumens, I'm gonna be like, I told you so. I told you so. All right, let's see. Big Uzi says something here. He says, how do you feel about Anchor Coin? You know what? I was actually looking at, I don't believe this one. I don't know if they're actually monitoring this one. Give me 1 sec. Let me look at that particular coin. We're live here. So if you guys have questions, please ask me. I'll try to do my best to answer it with the information I have. Because there's so many cryptocurrencies, there's so many stocks. Now, I can't really find that particular coin on Uphold. It may be on Coinbase. Let me see here. Let me see how this coin is doing. Let's look here. So Anchor Coin is actually on Coinbase. Okay, guys. It's actually on Coinbase. Let's look at this one. Okay. Look at the past year. Oh, wow. So March 20. So right now it's at right now it's at 19 cents, but it actually went up to 22 cents, and that's 13,000. And I'm unfamiliar. I've heard of this coin. I'll have to really do. Yeah, it is an Ethereum token. If we can see that, let me blow this up for you guys. It is an Ethereum token, and it says that powers Anchor, a Web3 infrastructure and cross-train stake and DeFi platform that aims to make it easy and affordable for anyone to participate in blockchain ecosystems by building dApps, hosting nodes, or staking. The Anchor token can be used to pay for services on the Anchor platform. Okay. Now, here's the thing about cryptocurrencies. There's such a large learning curve to understand the things they're talking about, nodes and systems and infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about these cryptocurrencies. They're backed by encrypted software. Blockchain is a security software that all these cryptocurrencies, alternative coins, stable coins, that they rely on to be sustainable and unhackable, essentially. Now, Most hackers will tell you that anything's hackable. It's just a matter of time. A matter of time, information, and technology. Most things can be cracked. But they're saying that cryptocurrencies for the foreseeable future are unhackable except for the people who create them. Here's the thing about cryptocurrencies. They go through a vetting system to make sure there's no back doors, make sure they are on what you call it? I forgot the name of the word, excuse me. But they're not on networks that essentially can be hacked, okay? Because there's an intricate system of everybody tracking everybody else's transactions and ledgers. And of course, it's backed by blockchain. I'm gonna leave it alone because, I haven't really, I know everything about it essentially, but I'm a loss for words because it can get very, very detailed. Wayne Peterson says, is it still early to invest in Is it still early to invest in Dogecoin? Wayne, I believe that Dogecoin is going to go on another run. Right now, you can get it for a discounted price. I believe it's around, let's look at it very quickly. I think it's around 27 cents. Let's look at it very quickly. Yeah, so Dogecoin right now is at 27 cents, almost about to hit 28 cents, maybe 26 cents. But yes, I do believe that it will have another run. He also says, I believe Dogecoin can go to 150 or more within 2 to 3 years. I mean, I believe that we can breathe in space with no suit on, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm just kidding. I'm being facetious. He also says, do blockchains evolve or change? Both. They do both. Okay. What else I have for you guys for today? We cover some things right here. Let's talk about debt. Can we talk about debt? Because a lot of us have it. Now, the other day I showed my credit scoring here from CreditWise, not to show off, not to beat people across the head because they're not doing the same thing. Listen, I used to have a 550 credit score, but I read a book. It's like a little journal or something. It was called 7 Steps to a 720 Credit Score. I read that book, and I read the ABCs of the whole Rich Dad Poor Dad series, How to Get Out of Debt. Okay. And what I did was I took those methodologies, I took those strategies, and I applied that to my everyday life. Now, you know how when somebody tell you something, you're not like, hey, you're not really a disciplined person. You're really not a consistent person. You're not someone I can really count on. It really hurts you to your core, right? It really, because we want to believe we're the best versions of ourselves. We believe, oh nah, man, I'm consistent, I'm disciplined, I can blah 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 blah. Let's be realistic. Sometimes we have to take a gut check and know that most of us won't be able to achieve this. You know why? Because most of us are not disciplined. Most of us are not consistent in our everyday lives. And the one thing that I realize, no matter where you're from, your upbringing, that we will make excuses and no sacrifices. See, excuses replace sacrifices, because if you got an excuse, you don't have to sacrifice. Well, man, I grew up in the ghetto. I grew up in the projects, man. So, man, I never had none. So now, you think I'm gonna sacrifice now? Because here's the thing: your credit score is just a tool for you to obtain debt. But what can you do with that debt? Because the wealthy has been using debt, not as a Pinto, not as a Toyota Corolla, but as a Ferrari, as a freaking spaceship to skyrocket their finances, to skyrocket their wealth. They do it through real estate. They do it through investing. They do it by buying and starting businesses or creating products, or they create services. See, all of these businesses, all these ideas that people have, the difference between them and you is that they actually executed on what they were thinking. That's the difference. So a lot of us say, well, I don't have a lot of money. Rich people use OPM, other people's money. They use that to essentially leverage themselves, not to use their own cash. Because here's the thing, if you got $50,000 inside the bank, why would I use my money? Why would I? That's the way they think. Why would I use my money and incur all the risks when I start a business, when I buy a rental property, or when I'm trying to flip a property? Why would I use my own money? There does come a time when rich people will use their own money on very, very solid investments. And most of those investments are not attached to the stock market. A lot of these people become angel investors, and they make people sign clauses, meaning that if your product or service doesn't turn out, I gave you $100,000. You're going to pay me back my $100,000 with interest. Because if you notice, I believe that was George Bush. The one thing he did, a lot of you have thousands of dollars in school debt. The one thing he did was, you can do Chapter 11, Chapter 13, that's bankruptcy. You cannot wipe away your school debt. You will not wipe away your school debt if you file for bankruptcy. So that's where your discipline and consistency comes out with some sacrifice. Because coming to my channel, being a client of mine, scheduling yourself on my website, rosworldfinancial.com, that's the plug. You will never attain this particular credit score. No. Now, I've helped my fiance with her credit score, but she's a very disciplined person. She say, oh, I'm gaining a little bit of weight. She want to be, fit, friendly. She's a very friendly and beautiful person, and she wants to be fit. She'll go out and run 4 or 5 miles. I'm like, yeah, babe, just ran 5 miles. Discipline, sacrifice. See, if you don't have that in your life, ladies and gentlemen, you will never have money, like real money. Never. If you're looking at everybody else, and everybody else got a 3 Series, 5 Series BMW, they have an Audi R8, whatever, they have a Mercedes S-Class 550, whatever you want. The difference between them and you is they're willing to forego instant gratification, instant pleasure for long-term results. Meaning that a guy who used to have a 550 credit score and people who are in 500s and 600s, they can't even fathom 800 because of the discipline and consistency they don't have. It's just like anything else. I started off at 550. I started paying off my debt little by little by little, bringing that amount of credit utilization down, meaning that you guys got 4, 5, 6 credit cards, and you using your credit cards as an extension of wealth, meaning that you don't have no more money. You have to go get your credit card. See, you have more month. You have more month than you have money. You have more month at the end of your money. Meaning here it is, April 17th, and a lot of you guys are broke, especially if you get paid once a month. So me giving you tips, tricks, letters to wipe away, get rid of inquiries, because we understand that inquiries on your credit report are anywhere from 2 to 5. And then I went a step even closer than that. I went one step closer than that. Instead of just showing you my credit score, I say, you know what? You know what they also need? They also need the areas where I'm doing well in. I said, boom. They need to know that my on-time payments made are 100%. Oldest credit line, 13 years is good. Credit used, only 10% of my credit used. And this thing, I have a house that's worth what I paid, $400,000 for this home. And I'm only at 10%. And I have some inquiries on here that brought down my score, but that's okay. Then it says available credit, which this is not actually true, but this is just a estimation of sorts, but this is 62 grand. So it's imperative that we understand not only how powerful debt is, but it works both ways. Here's something else to think about. Me and a buddy was talking on the phone about this, as well as my brother. We were talking about how and I was telling him my philosophy about 401ks. Watch out. Roth IRAs, because you know what? I give you guys this information. I tell you where to go. Like if you want a 401k that's not attached to your job, go to America's Best 401k. People are matching points. But let me tell you something. You're not going to make any real money with 401k. You're not going to make any money with a Roth IRA. You're not going to make any money, really. You're going to make enough money to live your life in your senior years. And some of you are like, yeah. But the question is, how do you multiply your money to live a good life now? See, a lot of us sustain injuries and illnesses and diseases throughout our life. And we don't really know when we're going to die. That doesn't mean be reckless, but that, just be very conscientious. But with more money, you can do more things. Am I wrong? With more money, you can do more things. So if you're forking all your money away in your 401k and your Roth IRA, you're not going to see that money till you're 60 and 70. And then guess what? You don't know where your health is going to be. We can say, oh, yeah, I work out every day. I eat clean. I eat healthy. Ugh. We know a lot of these things are not sustainable. But the one thing you know right now, that you're in decent health right now. And if you had $1 million, $2 million in your bank account, where would you be and what would you be doing? So with that saying, here's the other narrative of 401ks and Roth IRAs. They're a waste of your time. They're a waste of your time. They're wasting your money. But I get it. Not everybody can understand how stocks go up and down, and that they should be long-term investments, meaning they should buy a couple of stocks and hold it. Don't worry about the market's fluctuating. But at the same time, with that same strategy, it can be flipped, because when you think about it and you invest all of that money, if you never sell, when do you get the profit? So a lot of people who come here, they may be novas in their investments, but I can't say, hey, listen, you should sell here. I will be on the internet every day, all day of every hour, because cryptocurrencies are live every day. But if you forking away money in your 401k, yeah, oh, they got stock options and they're matching me 5 points. This is what I tell people. First and foremost, who's in control of your 401k? If you work for, I don't know, Google, and Google has Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Vanguard, or somebody essentially controlling your 401k portfolio, because your 401k, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, is a ETF. It's a index fund, meaning it's a basket of stocks. And the one thing that most of us don't know, because we just throw money inside of your 401k, is first, if it's Roth, then it's pre-tax, cool. But then two, is it in a mutual fund? Is it in a low cost expense ratio index fund? Because what people don't understand, if your 401k, and here's the bad news about mutual funds, you never hear me tell anyone to invest in mutual funds. Mutual funds are actively managed, which incurs taxes, and they have a bunch of hidden fees. While you're thinking you get a 10% return on your 401k, you're really getting a 7, you're really getting a 6. Especially those companies who give the owner of the 401k kickbacks. So you say, well, how do I really make a large sum of cash investing? It's going to take a little bit of your time. This is where the discipline comes in. Because the real money that people actually use when it comes to investments, and I like to call these paper investments, is through option trading. It's through option trading. It's through option trading. Because if you don't option trade, you will literally have to watch your portfolio each and every day. And that drives people absolutely bonkers. So for those who want safer investments with the potential of making dividends, I tell them to invest in ETFs. You make some real good money in ETFs. Yeah, similar to a 401k or Roth IRA. Let me show you one that I told my buddy about. And this is a big one. And again, don't let the price scare you, because again, you can do fractional investing with all these new robo and digitized investment platforms. But I told him about Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. And for a system that is robust as Robinhood, a lot of people really can't get down with that. So if you guys are new to this, this is the best, by far, the best platform that's going to teach you investments, understand terminologies. All the while, you can invest in individual stocks as well as ETFs. It's called Stash. I used to heavily promote Stash. The reason why I don't really do it as much as I used to do is because they do have a fee, but it's small. It's very, very small. But they have individual stocks and they also have ETFs. Stash is very important to a novice investor. If you're new to investment, my advice will go to Stash. Start a Stash account. Start a Stash account if you're new to investments. Because I'm going to tell you one important thing that they have on this particular platform. They have a tab called Learn. They have a tab called Learn. I mean, you know. This tab called Learns basically breaks down all the terminologies, give you the information that you need in order to build your portfolio and understand different types of investments. Managing your money during the COVID-19 pandemic. They have a lot of information that you can just go in here. Look at this. And they tell you it's a minute read. You know what they put. Let me blow this up. Let me blow this up. Why do they tell you it's a minute read? Why do they tell you it's a minute read? Because most people are not patient. Most people are not willing to sit down and be taught anything. Most people are not disciplined enough to sit down and have somebody to even read something for them. So Stash, like, we understand millennials, we understand Generation X. You know, you got those hybrids between Generation X and millennials and Generation Y, etc. Most of these people don't want to sit down and read anything. They just like, oh, where should I put my money? I can tell you where you should put your money, and I can tell you why. But do you know anything about this stock? Do you know anything about the organization, the CEO, the business plan, the infrastructure, how they're essentially going about making their money? What's the difference between an initial public offer and a direct listing? Why would Coinbase come out with the direct listing and not an IPO, even though people are calling it an IPO, but it was actually a direct listing? How did Kevin Durant and Nas make multi-million dollars? Supposedly Nas, okay, not little Nas X, I wish I would. Nas, aka Escobar, made $165 million off his investment in Coinbase when Coinbase was practically new. It's the same thing that 50 Cent did when he invested in vitamin water and then sold his shares to Pepsi. He made over $400 million. That's why information is so key. That's why information is so key. That's why information at the right time is so key. I can get on here every day and say, invest in this. Wait, hold, invest in that. This occurred, you might want to sell, or you're gonna have to go through a dry patch and then wait till it goes back up. Because here's the thing, I gave everybody the information to invest in NEO at $3. And there's a lot of people on my channel who made thousands of dollars off of NEO like I did, because they took that information. Because more times than not, the stocks that I give you, the cryptocurrencies that I inform you about, I invest in them right in front of your very eyes more times than not. Then sometimes I just don't have the money in my portfolio to invest in it, but you know. But if you're not willing to sacrifice, to be consistent, to be disciplined, then you'll never really make any money. And it's always good to have risk in your portfolio, because those risky stocks can actually do well. That's why I'm telling you guys consistently what I believe will be the next breakout cryptocurrency next to Ripple and Dogecoin is Stellar Lumens. Stellar Lumens is holding around, is teetering and going back and forth between 58 and 59 cents. As you notice, it's not that much movement on this particular stock, but it's been doing very well in the past year. And some questions that people ask me, can I keep it real for a second? Some questions that people ask me, I can't answer. Hey, man, when do you think it's going to go up? Oh, shit. When are you going to take a dump? I don't know. Shit. Well, if you don't know when it's going to go up, then why are you telling me to invest in it? I can't predict the future. The only thing that I can do is do my research. And with that research, I come on, I said, take this with a grain of salt, because I can't predict the stock market. The only thing I can do is essentially take the information that's provided and tell you guys, this is why I believe that this stock in the next year, next 2 years would do very, very well. Like Bitcoin. Bitcoin reached 61,000. Is it? I believe Bitcoin still holding around 60,000? Give me a second here. Yeah, Bitcoin is still holding around 60,000 per coin. Oh, just dropped below 50. Just dropped below 60. It was 60. Where it was up here. Yeah. So a couple of hours ago, about 2 or 3 hours ago, Bitcoin was still over 60 grand. But Bitcoin's very volatile. It's going to go up and down. But what everybody's saying, and I've been reading a lot about it, that Bitcoin is going to at least hit $100,000 this year. If Bitcoin hits $100,000 this year, and you invest at 59,000, 60,000, and it's going to go up another 40 grand. What's the potential of your earnings? What is the potential of your earnings? If you are not, and again, you hear these terms of investment. Oh, you need to diversify. Well, too much diversification in your portfolio is a huge risk. That's why I tell people you want about 4 or 5 stocks. So if you say, well, how do I build a good portfolio? I say, you know what? Find yourself some solid ETFs. Get about 3 of them. Find you a bond ETF. Find you an information technology ETF, and find you an ETF that deals with commodities, cow, oil, gas, precious metals, etc. And let that be the base of your portfolio. And then you don't always have to invest in the popular stocks. It's like when I do my stock reviews Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, people are always looking for the most popular stocks, where that's not where the money is. The money is those stocks that's up and coming. So there's always a new company that's releasing a new IPO. And let me show you something else. This is something that you guys can do. It's very, very easy. And I've showed this before on my channel. That the only thing that you have to do is go to Google and literally type in Google Alert. That's all you have to do. Type in Google Alerts, and you go inside of this website and you see my alerts. I only have 3 alerts right now. I have Coinbase IPO, regular IPOs, and Tesla. That's my only alerts, but I can make an alert for everything. I can make an alert for this. Watch this. Dogecoin. I can make an alert, create alert, boom, there it is. And it comes right to my email. It comes right to my email. Any information about Dogecoin will now come to my email. And this is as easy as you put it on. Is as easy as you can take it off. Now that Coinbase IPO / direct listing has become public, I'm now going to delete that alert. And that's all you have to do. So you can find stocks. You can find stocks well before they come out. So when I tell you, hey, Coinbase is coming out, you should invest. Didn't I say that? Didn't I tell you that Coinbase is coming and you guys should invest? And this is what I said. I said, boom, information is power. I told you guys. Coinbase went up to 70, almost 70%. It was listed for $250. It was listed for $250. Again, that's money that you guys could essentially, because Coinbase came public April 14th. You know how I know? Because I gave you that information once again. I said, hey, family, don't forget tomorrow Coinbase is going public. They have it at $250 per share. Guess I'm buying a share. Happy investing. That's the information you see right up here at the top. And I took a snippet. Coinbase IPO set for April 14th. That is how important information is. We got Michael Thomas in the room. Good up, Mike. We got Mitchell Liggins. We got Legs in the room. Good evening to all you gentlemen. And just for you guys just tuning in, I'm going to end this session with this. I'm slightly over an hour. My cigar, I've been relighting it, doing all these things. And now it's out again. The information that I'm going to leave to you guys, especially you guys who came in late, is that this next site that I showed when I first came on, it's about NESARA. And I think it's important that I at least make you guys aware of NESARA. Again, it's listed on the government website. And I believe that it's very intriguing that this may occur because some of you have been hearing some sort of remnants information, news. You've been hearing rhetoric. You've been hearing Reuters say all these things about how the current system of spending and printing money is not sustainable for any economy. This is the same thing that Rome did. Rome, at one point in time, supposedly was the most powerful empire on earth, was the most richest empire on earth. And we know that's to be false, because the most powerful empire when it comes to their economy and riches was Mali with Mansa Musa. Mali was the richest empire. But I digress. It's for those people who, commit allegiance to white supremacy and the Western European powers. Then for you, Rome was the most powerful empire. Rome also started some remnants, some portions of a system of debt, but not a total system of fiat. And with that, that economy failed. So, and this is not political as far as attacking Joe Biden or Donald Trump or anybody. Again, I'm apolitical. I don't side with any political party. But with the current spending that we're doing, and we're just printing money, we're giving $2.1 billion to undocumented illegal immigrants. And we won't get into the whole racing with that. We're talking about money. That's what New York is doing. They estimate that their undocumented workers will receive $15,000 per person. Native Americans are receiving the largest stipend from the U.S. government at $31 billion. And here's the thing. I have no squabbles. I have no offenses with any of these groups. But soon as I post a video about reparations to foundational Black Americans, you know what I get? Oh, well, who gonna pay that, Ross? Who gonna do this? I get all of these people commenting, and they acting like Native Americans don't receive reparations every damn year. Every year, the U.S. government gives billions of dollars to Native Americans. And I'm not hating. Give them what they deserve. Give them what you owe. You stole their land. You killed off their people. But guess what? Our ancestors work to the ends of their life. And foundational Black Americans are owed. We're not asking. We're not begging. We are owed. We just say, hey, man, it's like you let one of your buddies borrow some money. Like, man, when you going to pay me back? Then you die, and then your son like, hey, when you going to pay us back? We know you still owe us money. Just give us what you owe. And I get people say, well, who's going to pay for that? I say the U.S. government. Oh, well, how did the U.S. government get their money? The taxpayers. Like, well, I'm a taxpayer. I guess I'm paying myself. But if you can fork out $31 billion or $2 billion every year to the different Native American tribes, and you can initiate the Hispanic Prosperity Initiative, then you can definitely give foundational Black Americans reparations. So I hate when people say, where are they going to get the money from? Where they get the money for to fund reservations for Native Americans? See, we're semi in the same boat as Native Americans, but the only difference is they're getting theirs. See, it's okay when everybody else get their money, except when we start talking about money. When we start talking about money, I say, so what is the difference between Native Americans and African Americans? Nobody can't tell me. Yeah, you killed them off. Okay, they have low numbers. I got it. But you killed us off too. You stole their land and you got free labor for hundreds of years. We all know this government is corrupt, but if anything like this occurs, this is going to tear down the very fabric of our financial system. This is called the National Economic Security and Reformation Act. And it states here, and I'm not going to bore you, it states here Number one, and for you guys for reference, this site is petitions.obamawhitehouse.archives.gov. It's still up. And it states here, number one, that the NESARA Act will zero out all credit card, mortgage, and other bank debt. And I know some of you are saying, bull crap. They're not wiping away nobody's debt. Number two, abolish the income tax. Number three, create a 4% flat rate, non-essential, new items only sales tax. Food and medicine will not be taxed. Number four, increase benefits to senior citizens. Number six, returns constitutional law to all courts. Number seven, monitors elections and prevents illegal election activities. Number eight, create a new U.S. Treasury currency backed by gold, silver, platinum, and precious metals. So they're basically talking about before 1971, where Nixon changed the currency and changed it to a fiat system. The dollar was once backed by gold, now it's backed by debt, fiat. They're talking about in this economic reset that they're going to do that. Do I believe that this will occur? I just don't know. I just don't know. I've heard information that this has already occurred for some people. And someone even showed me that literally their house was paid off. Now they showed me a clip and say, hey, look what just happened. That their house was paid off, that their loan debt was just wiped away. So I say, hey, man, let me know when you get the deed. Let me see the deed. Not to, oh, man, you bull crap. It's not about that. It's about that. It's all this information out here that we're not aware of, we're not privy to. I call it public-private information. Because if you notice, it's listed on the government website. But did you ever hear anything about this NESARA Act? Anyone? No? Nobody? I thought so. And again, just to keep that picture inside your head, this is the National Economic Security and Reformation Act. But you know, anything that they do for people, they do for the entire country. Anything they do for the entire country, you know what they're going to tell Foundation of Black Americans, right? This is reparations. So this evening, I didn't want to get into any race relations, any race talks, because that's a slippery slope, and I'm very passionate about those issues. I think I'll leave that for another time, for another day. Thank you guys for staying with me as long as you have. If you guys missed some of the broadcast, I gave out some really good information, as well as one of the picks that you should take for your next cryptocurrency investment. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters from around the world. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money, be inspired, understand to raise that credit score to a significant, level, to a significant score, so you can actually use your credit and debt as a vehicle to generate wealth. You have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined. And it's going to take some sacrifice. You guys have a great night. I'm out.